evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Late for the Party on Anchor FM. I am your host, Melodious. Today is going to be a wallflowers journal, and pretty much it's going to be about addiction. This is going to be episode 2. Episode 2 will be about addiction. I hope you guys liked the first episode, which was basically about depression and talking about me going through my depression and with separation anxiety and whatnot, and how I've been dealing with it and trying to go through, be stronger about dealing with things, and it's like, you know, shining a light on the things that I've been going through, and it's not easy. And I mean, it's always good to talk about it and actually talk about what's going on with me and like being honest about it. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I was very scared to actually bring out the Wallflowers journal like that because, you know, it's something very personal and people could take it to a whole new level by judging and stuff like that. And honestly, I'm trying to shed light on a situation that not only of the stuff that I've been dealing with, because I mean, you know, I'm not invincible. I'm not invincible. I deal with a lot of stuff, and, you know, mental health and physical health and all of that stuff comes into play with being stressed and depressed and all of that, and it comes in very many factors, you know, just like this next episode that I'm going to be talking about, which is going to be about addiction. So let's get on to it. So my thing is, with addiction, it could come in many forms. Like, addiction can be from drugs, alcohol, sex, you know, something as, even as something as simple as, you know, eating and stuff like that, and sugar and salt and all of that. So, I mean, there's a lot when it comes down to things to where it's like, you know, we suffer from a lot of things that comes into play when it's involving, you know, things can make you an addict. Anything can make you an addict, you know, like something as simple as soda or anything like that. So for me, you know, like, I think the highest form of substance abuse, the substance that I've ever done was, I think I did cocaine once. And I did cocaine once, and it didn't make me feel any better. And, you know, it felt weird, you know. It was like I tried it once, and that was the thing that kind of threw me off. Like, ugh, can't go to sleep. And I need sleep. So it was like, and it just was a bad taste. It left a bad taste in my mouth, and it was just like, ugh, not a good look. So, but, you know, never dealt with anything like that or anything like that. So, dealing with, like, never got caught up into that. Like, even with cigarettes, you know, you turn, like, whatever turns off stays off. But the thing that was my biggest vice was just, like, salt and sugar and eating, you know. Like, when you get depressed or stressed out, the first thing I did was start eating. Like, you know, I was eating, like, you know what Fat Bastard said up in Austin Powers 2's, like, you know, I eat because I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy because I eat. And it's just like, you know, when you're stressed out and everything else. And honestly, it's like, for me, I've never been this big in my life. Like, I mean, I fluctuate, and like, if I'm on a good roll, I'm on a good mode to where I'm like, you've seen me in some of my pictures. I mean, some of them are not even that old from where I am now, you know? Like, I was smaller than what I was years ago, but it's just when you compile stuff on top of the mental state that you're dealing with and everything else, it's like it absorbs you, and like sometimes you don't get that window of actually confronting your problems because either you're running from it or you're not dealing with it. Well, it's both the same thing, but running from it and confronting the situation is like, it just doesn't go away, you know, and it's just swept under the rug. It's like, that was my addiction. That's my addiction, you know. That was my version of alcohol and drug. That was like, it could affect me. I mean, luckily, by the bright lady, I'm like on point with just staying on top of going to the doctor and, you know, not diabetic or anything like that. Had high hypertension, pre-hypertension and stuff like that before, and, you know, and it's just, I feel bad. I feel unhappy and sad because, you know, I look in the mirror and that's not the guy who I remember being. You know, I was in a happier state, you know, in a happier state of mind, and how things have been and how things have been going. I mean, it's not easy. Life isn't always a party, like I said, and, you know, I mean, it can come in many forms. Eating, not eating, you know, not taking care of yourself. I mean, putting the most wrongest things in your body, you know. And it's sad because it's like, when you look at it, and I'm knowing that I know how I feel about looking in the mirror and I see myself and I see the reflection of who I used to be compared to who I am now, and it's kind of, it, like, do I want this person I'm looking at now to be the person I want to be for the rest of my life? No. I mean, I'm not. I miss the guy who was always having fun and dancing and spending time with people they care about. I mean, even for the people I miss and for the persons I miss, and sometimes you're not around them anymore or anything like that. It's like, you know, it's sad and it hurts, and, you know, sometimes it's hard to deal, you know, and it's just like, you know, and from what I've been posting and with me cooking and everything else, it's like, I try to cook the things that's not like, I don't like, try not to put salt in my food. And, you know, I have some, then like, especially when it comes down to like eating snacks or going out, like going to like McDonald's or freaking like Jack in the Box, and like, you know, it's like, oh, it was cool, but like one of those days, okay, you go to Jack in the Box, and then the next day, or you go to Jack in the Box or then Carl's Jr. in the same day, and then it turns into a week, and it's like, not only you're burning up all your money on food you're not even supposed to be eating, but it's just like, you know, you're like dialing your health back down to like in the worst forms. And like, sometimes I got scared to where like, damn, can I bounce back from this? Because like, as time progresses, I'm getting older, you know, like I'm not feeling like how you're like fucking 20, you're in your 20s, in your teens, where your metabolism bounces back, like, you know, you could get hit by a car and you could bounce right back from an injury. Shit, I'm starting to feel things like things that wasn't even supposed to be hurting. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, how is this hurting right now? You know? And it all stems from all types of stuff, from like, the 5 things of depression, like all that. It all comes into play, man. And it's just, I feel that, like, me going through it and expressing it, how I've been doing on the on my page and everything, on the podcast, it's helping me, because I'm expressing, and it makes me feel better. I've reinstated going back to Planet Fitness. I have to get clothes that actually fit me now, because I was on a good roll for a little bit, but like I said, I've been depressed. I bounced back. I was down approaching 230 and going down. Now I spiked all the way back up, damn near almost, close to 50 pounds. And sometimes I feel ashamed to even look at myself in the mirror, because I know I'm a lot better than that. So, it's... I'm just trying to make sure I stay on point, But, considering that, you're dealing, people deal with a lot of stuff, and just, it's crazy, though. I try to deal with it the best way I possibly can, and sometimes I win, and it's like those days to where you win, and the days that you lose, and it saddens me, because not only that it's really hard talking about yourself, and it's like, you try to convey it to other people, especially for the ones that you care about. Sometimes it's on deaf ears, and when you're addicted to certain things, and it's like, that cry for help isn't always answered, and you just rely on that. Thank God that I am I've been on point with my health because of my job, and because of the job that I work for. They want to make sure that I'm healthy enough to, not as healthy as an ox, but at least be healthy enough to where I'm getting by to not burn myself out. Trying to get back to a level to where you're not feeling that pain anymore. That pain of loss, and just feeling like the world is over when it's clearly not. And luckily I'm able to catch myself in and out of that, but it's not easy, man. It's really not. And hopefully, if anybody listens to this, they understand. I understand what people are going through, because not only that, this shit is real, dude. This shit is so real. It doesn't matter, money and all of that shit, no matter how much, no matter if you're rich or anything like that. Mental health and addiction and depression, isolation, acceptance, comes into play, you know, and it's hard. I know it's been hard for me, and a lot of people feel that they say, you know, I've been doing well and been bouncing back, but it's hard. It's so hard every day to keep yourself together and just feel like your brain is not splitting down the middle because of all the stuff that, like, you're trying to flush out. And, you know, it's like, it's almost like being like damn near like how heroin addicts have to kick and go cold turkey and try to go through the withdrawals and, you know, feel all of the stuff being flushed out of their body, you know. But like I said, now I'm going back to Planet Fitness. The job is, a couple of people at the job got a thing going, like, to where we have a plan to where we're like, you know, a group of us are trying to lose weight and see who loses the most weight, you know. And I mean, been eating cleaner, just now trying to get back into the keto phase of it and working my way to going back to intermittent fasting. I'm saying it right, intermediate fasting or intermittent fasting, to where it helped. I've lost weight in that magnitude before, you know, but it's just like, you know, you just gotta cut out. I gotta cut out the things that I'm addicted to most, which is carbs, you know, bread and sugar and stuff like that. You know, the stuff that makes you feel good when, like, you know, you're having a bad day and you want a pint of ice cream or cookies, and that one cookie turns into 12 cookies, or, you know. Honestly, I'm glad I'm being honest about all this, because not only it makes me feel so much better, but I mean, I'm talking about it, and like I said, like, I just want my soul clean from, like, just feeling like everything is all wrong, or like life is not fair. And guess what? Life isn't fair. It's not promised. We're not promised tomorrow or anything, and it's just like we just like gotta live our days like it was our last. But at least want to give myself a chance to make it through to see old age, instead of worrying about, oh yeah, you know, average black man doesn't make it to the age of 54 without a heart condition or anything like that, you know. Trying to get ahead of myself, get back to the point to where, you know, I'm not falling victim or falling short. But yeah, honestly, that's how I feel. And if anybody's going through anything like that, please leave a comment in the section. You know, if you guys want to chime in and talk about whatever that you guys are going through, more power to you, you know. I'm willing to listen. If anybody's not afraid to put themselves out there to wanting to talk about it, please do so. But, yeah. You guys stay easy, alright? This is Melodious from Late for the Party. This is the Wallflower Journal segment. So, I'll talk to you guys later.